Hello, and welcome. Being that I I talked too low in the beginning, I'm gonna use this mic, not a mic on my ear, not a mic on here, cause then I'm feel very self conscious of stuff. Like I'm gonna start wondering where the mic at, and then I don't have a camera that has a mic, so we using this. Okay, we're using this. This has been the test of time for years. Okay, this right here has been the test of time for years. So we're using this on this YouTube. Okay, right at this YouTube channel. Okay, all right. So anyway, today today I was thinking about, well, not thinking, but something came to me. When something come to you, you don't gotta think about it. It comes to you, and then you do. Or if something comes to you and it gets up here and it stays up there, you might want to evaluate the situation. Okay, it's always time to go in the room, evaluate the situation, and if it don't look right, you want to start commanding. Okay, that's key number one. Commanding not to sin against yourself, against your neighbor, or against God. Okay? You want to start commanding something. And whenever you walk in the room and using the commandments, okay, within your commanding. So today I wanted to also speak about, I just wanted to get that right off of me and let you all know that, okay? But we'll talk further about that later on. All the subjects that I'm talking about, they will begin to upgrade, and we can talk further and further about them. Okay, as I grow. Until then, I have to get them out in the best way that they can be getting out. All right. And then, if you know someone else, they can expound on the situation. I mean, it's plenty of us out here, and nobody's better than the next just because of what they know. It just means that we got others out here that can give you a word off of what I said, or and then you'll get the key of it, and you'll be like, oh, that is the key. Okay, so then you place the keyword. Then God will place the key where it need to go. Okay, all right, because it's yours, not nobody else's. All right, okay. The keys is yours, not nobody else's. What belongs to you belongs to you. What belongs to someone else belongs to someone else. So, and sometimes you have to humble yourself to get your keys back from that other person that took it. Because if that person's still in your life, right? If that person's still in your life, you got to be able to be humble and be like, okay, the enemy is using this person. So, and the person at some point is going to be in his or her thoughts, and they're going to be in there all the time. So the enemy is able to get in there when they're thinking too much, when they're thinking and overthinking, okay? Instead of just doing as it comes about. When God utters, that's when it comes about. Okay? So, all right. So get that in. Do know that sometimes when they say some people hold your keys, they ain't got no business holding your keys. That means that let me tell you the truth on that one. If someone, I'm gonna say it again, if someone is holding your keys to get to your next level, that means that you associate with them all the time. That means you are in association with this person all the time, and you may get mad at them when they get mad at you. You may get angry with them when they get angry with you, and over time, because you gave them your ask, what was in your hand, the place of faith was placed upon you, and God gave you the ability to ask. So you was placed with faith in your hand, and the ask was in the palms of your hands as well. Within the faith, you got a lot of things that's placed there in it. So the ask was placed into ask was placed into your palm of your hand. It's at hand, okay? Everything is at hand. Jesus is at hand. He's near, okay? He's at hand. His hand here. Your right hand, okay? So, as you were given the ability to ask, you were supposed to get discernment on who you giving everything to, because you was never supposed to just to give it away. That's why I say don't cast your pearls to swine. You're not supposed to. But I didn't say it. God said that as well. Okay? God said that. Not as well. God said that. I didn't say that. God said do not cast your pearls to swine. All that stuff that's on your body, coming from your flesh, those are pearls. And those pearls are I'll think about it in a minute. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get everything out. I'm trying to get it all out. Ooh-wee. So, yeah, you have those pearls. Those pearls are part of you, even in your hand. So when you just giving stuff over to somebody, thinking that, okay, well, this is God, so I'm placing it. This is my end right here. This is my end, my all in all. This is my savior, and you give it to a man. Okay, yeah, your end will come. Because that's the wrong God, okay? That's the wrong God you're serving. So now this God is all up in your face. So you placed your keys with this person, and so now they're holding your keys. They doing whatever they want to do with it. Because you was never supposed to be with that person in the first place, okay? And then that places other people to have your stuff. Because that person has demons, okay, that they deal with. They got demons that they deal with, and those demons go and whisper your stuff to other people, just like, through gossiping and murmuring and complaining. Yes, stuff like that done through lack will get those demons that you telling to this other person to. It's almost like you're not really having a conversation. Just understand this. It's almost like you're not having a conversation directly with the person. You may think you are, but you're actually having a conversation with the people who are in between the person. Okay? Yeah, you are. And they're listening. As you are explaining yourself to this person, those other people that's in between, and they're not even people, they're just demons. They're other gods, okay? There are other gods. There are other things that this person has placed before you, because that person doesn't serve God. Okay? That person doesn't serve God. He served these things that's put before you. So when you talking to that person, you talking to them demons, and them demons going back, telling who they gonna tell, and then you gonna wonder, how did that person know that? That person knows because who you talking to is associated with them demons between you and them. Which is why, to shut them demons down, sometimes you got to be quiet. You got to just listen and then speak without telling things. And that's why I say God will give you utterance on what to do. D-O, the do, okay? The do is very important because it brings forth a lot of stuff. Understand what I'm saying? It brings forth a lot of things. So, so just know that will be what you will be doing, okay? Yes. Making sure that you know that it is people in between you and that person. If that person is anti-Christ, meaning they don't believe in Christ because they don't have his image over them, then they have a shadow, and those shadows beam. So that means that what's before them is darkness. That means that just like roaches live in darkness, they come out when it's dark, so do demons. So do the demonic, okay? When it's dark there, that shadow places bugs. So them little bugs that you can't see with these eyes, you can only see them spiritually. And God will give it to you through dreams and through utterance of his word, and when you're reading his word in the scriptures, which they call the Holy Bible, okay? You can get different things from different things, okay? That's what we're going to say about that, okay? So just know that if somebody carrying your keys, that's because you were speaking to them, being associated with them, okay? You were talking to them. And in that association with them, being that they were the wrong person to be associated with, they carry the keys of what you need. Because now you're basically worshiping the stuff that's with them. You done gave every god positions to go tell your business to other people across the world. So now your keys are all over the place. And once that person give you your keys back, don't go back to that person giving your keys away again. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you took your keys back the first time. Why give them access to you to take your keys again? Go talking about you really bad, going doing this and getting all in your business. And I'm gonna say this too. They'll even start talking to your kids, which could be their kids, and now they talking to to y'all kids about stuff, and they might not be gossiping, because a lot of people don't gossip directly at another person. Sometimes people can just gossip by just talking in general. Okay, they can just blurt out stuff from their mouth. Okay, and that's gossiping. Okay, that's not prophesying. That's gossiping, complaining, murmuring about the day, murmuring about someone else, murmuring about the situation that they're in. Okay, people could be gossiping, complaining, and murmuring within that time, and they doing it around someone on purpose, because they know that those guys gonna feel their that God will feel their this rap. They know that God will feel them with what is needed. They know what they're doing, because they used to doing it all the time and getting away with it. Okay. And it's that time when you can't let that happen. And you just humble out, and if God give you utterance to speak, you speak. Other than that, you don't owe no explanation for nothing. And they gonna try to put on the pressure like you owe them something by saying who they are. See, that's the big guns. That's the big guns. They gonna start bringing out. That's the big guns person. That's the big gun person. I mean, that's the big person that they using. The mighty person that the devil is using. Okay. So that means that person, it could be a man over a woman, or a baby father over a baby mother. Okay, those positions are different, because those are the big guns that the devil will use, the evil one will use. Okay, or it could be your children, whatever it is that you worship the most. Those bringing out the big guns. And at the end of all that, even if you buying them so much stuff, you giving them so much stuff, no matter what it is, you distorting their wisdom. So now they carry your keys. And now, if they come for you, to put a killing to you in any kind of way, even through niceness. But they sitting up there, they gossiping, complaining, and murmuring. You're gonna get it, okay? Which is why we all gotta watch out with what we doing. We can't continue to gossip, complaining, and murmur with things, because those are letting off things that we are unaware of. And it's for spiritual warfare right here, okay? It's for spiritual warfare purposes. I'm telling you this, for spiritual warfare purposes, because we don't see things. Well, yeah, I'll say that. We don't see things with our eyes. We don't. There are things there in between us and man. If we don't place Jesus there between us and man, the kingdom of God is not going to be in it. Because God knows his son, right? He knows his son. And Jesus said, when he was on the face of the earth, he said, I and my Father are one. So, I'm coming, the Spirit coming. I'm physically here, he's spiritually coming, okay? But no longer is Jesus physically, but he is now spiritually in the physical body of ours, all right? That's how he's able to be in all of us at one. At one. I mean, in one. That's how he's able to do that. To be in our body in one. All of us at one. So always know that, okay? Always know that God, excuse me, sorry. God loves us, okay? He loves us. He loves us so much that he gave his only begotten son. He didn't say that for nothing. He gave us his only begotten son. He knows his son's image. It says that in the Bible. It says that in the Bible. He knows his son. Okay? Anything else other than the son is antichrist, meaning that they don't have Christ. They are against Christ, or even getting it. So they stay in their sins. They loving it. They're loving it. And those things that are in between you and that person, you got to be mindful that you're not just speaking to that person right there. But guess what? It's something right there. Yeah, sound crazy, but we going to get into the crazy over here. Crazy is fundamental. Understand? You remember 101, fundamentals 101? Crazy is fundamental. Not to have it in sin, but to do it for God. Crazy is fundamental. All right? Even if a person sinned before and they no longer sinning, but they still got sinful thoughts, if they are getting words out about the evil, because they still operate in evil, please listen to them. They're not crazy. I am telling you, I've been saying this for years. That doesn't mean they're crazy in your way. All right? That person don't want to sin. So therefore, or at the time, they can't sin. Because for the evil one, most of the time, it's just that they can't sin at that time. But the more they speak on this stuff until time, give it to them. Let them say it all. Let it all out. Because you need it, okay? You need to know what you need to know. Because God told them, pick one side. Either you're going to pick the evil side or you're going to pick the good side. Now that's for your information. All right? All right. That's for your information. And I'm giving it to you. All this information is for your information. Got it? All right. So, so also again, But let's just say you can place God between you and man, okay? You can place Jesus between you and man. You can just say, God, I want you to be here between me and man, which means that you can't gossip, you can't complain, you can't murmur. That's lack. That's lack. That's a showmanship of lack. That's what that is. That's a showmanship of lack because you're bored. You people do bored things, okay? Let's talk about that. People do bored things, meaning that they're used to being bored or bored, okay? Not boring because they gonna do a lot of stuff. They ready to go. But people who are in lack, they are used to being bored. They don't think that they're bored because I'm gonna use this example. They could be playing video games all day, so that's some excitement to them. Or they could be looking at YouTube all day. Okay, so there's some excitement, and you don't post. No, general information is that you don't supposed to be on the TV. You don't supposed to be listening to no one but God's utterance, so that you can be able to hear His word when He speaks. So if you're doing anything other than that for hours and hours and hours, even an hour, you're messing up. You're messing up. And all that stuff that's getting in you is going to be your end. Meaning it's going to be your God you serving. Your end. Because that God you serving has an end. It doesn't have an everlasting life. Got it? Do you get what I'm saying when I'm saying that? I want you to get that too. The God that you serve has an end when they come to you. And now you finna get it. Because you serving this person. This is a person there. Just as well as you. They the same as you, a person. And that God will have an end to it. So everything's going to come to an end when you believing what that God is saying before you. And then that God he don't got keys, but he got demons that sends your keys away all over the place. So do know that that's what it is, okay? That's what it is. Okay, that's what it is. Oh, man. And plus, I got a lot to do today. So I got a lot on my mind, trying to keep focused, trying to get everything that, trying to get this stuff off my mind. Oh, I also wanted to speak about conscious, and what conscious is. Conscious is, and this is just a variety of subjects needing to get out. Okay, not one particular subject. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It's just many, and sometimes it's many, but not that much. Okay, and then it becomes a main subject. Hey, that's me. All right. Okay, get with it. So, yeah, what was I just? Anyway, I forgot what I was about to say. So, let me get back to the main subject. Okay, so the main subject of the matter is, and I'm gonna redo this video to see what it was I was talking about, and then I'm gonna talk about it later too. Okay, as long as I'm getting this stuff out, I have to get it out. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Speak on that. Speak on that. Did it in the morning and speak on that. Speak. Okay, I had a little song moment. Okay. So this morning something came to me this morning. Lord, if this thing don't stop going back on my forehead. Anyway, we got that global over here. Okay, we got that global. Did not get. Hey, oh my God. Anyway, so this morning when I got up, I just wanted to share this moment with you all. This morning when I got up, um, sorry, this morning when I got up, I saw this pimple right here on my face. So when I looked at that pimple, I'm like, okay, okay. And I'm just getting information in to me about this pimple. And so I said, okay, it's time to share something. I'm going to share it with you all while it's still on me, okay? While it's still on me to get it off to you so that you all will know too as well about this subject, okay? And this is a story, a little mini story, whatever. It's a story, not a mini story, but it's a story. And I'm just explaining it to you how I woke up this morning. I saw this pimple on this pimple, and I got to looking, and I was getting download as I was looking at the pimple and staring on at it and realizing that, wow, I don't know how this pimple got on my face. That's what I was saying this morning. I was like, I don't know how I got this pimple on my face, but it's there now. And then I got to realizing that, okay, and I was getting all this download, and then I'm told to do a video. So now I'm doing this video about this pimple on my face, okay? So so this pimple, as I noticed this pimple was on my face, I was like, okay, why is this pimple? So I asked the Lord, I'm like, Lord, why is this pimple on my face? And the Lord began, as the Spirit's utterance and gives to you, you got to give. Okay, I'm sharing what I can share. So I'm gonna say I realized, but it wasn't me at all. It was the download. Okay, it was the download that was coming through me, and I was receiving it. Okay, I received. So I'm gonna say I received. What I received was that. I'm gonna say that what I received, because that places me with God right there, because I can not be, in my feelings. Okay, so so I can simply say that back to when I said being conscious. Oh yeah, that's the one thing I forgot too, that I stopped talking about. Being conscious, it's not doing something. You're going to do things deep, but I'm saying it's not something that's not noticeable. Being conscious is just being up here in your mind, okay? And you're stuck there. That's conscious. Being conscious. If you're too much here, if you hear all the time, that's conscious. Okay? It's nothing else about conscious. Being conscious is you up here and you don't belong up here. You belong down here in your heart. You need to take that to the heart, okay? Because you're being too conscious of things. All right? That's making you evil. All right? When you're conscious, you're in evil space, which they don't tell you what that is when you're being conscious. They say everybody keep talking about being too self-conscious. Now that's selfish. Now that is considered selfish. They be like too self-conscious. No, when you're in your conscience, you're not in your heart of being selfish. Then this being conscious, overthinking and thinking too much, instead of when God give you utterance and he places it on your heart to do, and then you do the do. then you are selfish in an evil way. All right, and you don't supposed to be in that amount of evil. So you got to get out of your conscience mind. You got to get out of your conscience and get into your heart. Okay, because that's humbling yourself. You. When it say yourself, it's talking about you. It's a pun on you. Okay, meaning that you are in your you, not in your do. You are in your you. Okay, get that. You are in your you, not your do. Your do is done in your heart. All right, that's done in your heart, and that's humbling. That's considered humbling your you, yourself, right? Your you. That is considered humbling your you, yourself. So when the person says humble yourself, you got to get down into your heart. And being in your heart is just, that's humbling yourself. But it's something else that I wanted to talk about the being in your heart. But I can't get it out right now because obviously it's not meant to say right now. Yeah, that's that. So this here with the gossiping, complaining, and murmuring causes all of this. To be self-conscious. You don't want to be self-conscious. You want to be in your heart, meaning humble yourself down there to where God can give you what you need. And you just do. Alright? Because if you doing off of this, that's evil. You're going to do evil. You're going to do evil. Alright? That's it. Automatically you're going to do evil. Point blank period. Even when you think you're not up in there, you could still be in there and not in your heart. So, anyway, back to the pimple. So, when I woke up, I had this pimple in the middle of my forehead, right here between my eyes here. And I realized something, that I received something. I realized I received something, because who am I? I ain't realized a thing. I received something. Okay? And I received something. And what I received was what I received was how if we get too much sunlight, these little pimples, they come here because the cheek sticks out more. Why you think God said that he gonna know if you about to do evil? Because your cheek turned. The cheek gets everything because it sticks out the most. Okay, the cheeks gonna get it. It's gonna get all the bumps, everything, your cheekbones. Okay, because it sticks out the most. So that's how God knows that you turning your head even slightly. That's called evil slightly. Write that down. If you turning your head even a little bit with the notice of your cheek, that's called evil slightly. So that means that person is socially evil. Socially, by association, that person is evil because of who they associate themselves with. They are socially evil. That places them at a social status, which they talk about this being a narc, but they don't talk about the sociopaths. Okay, so that when the person is evil slightly, because God gave this message to me the other day when I didn't do a video. He said evil slightly, and he began to tell me what that meant. That's a social path. Okay, that's somebody they call that a social path in the world, but God calls them evil slightly. Okay, that's God. God's word is they're evil slightly, meaning they are evil by a landslide. Okay, that other word that people say, by a landslide. They are evil by a landslide, meaning that They slide, meaning pun on the word slide. They're sliding all over you and you don't even know it. They up under your skin. Okay? And you don't even know they are, because they could be your daughter, they could be your mother, they could be not your mother, but they could be your daughter, they can be your son, stuff like that. So they sliding all on you, and you don't know they doing evil, but they evil slightly, which means they still evil. Okay, they big evil, but you don't know because they slightly giving it to you. Meaning they slowly but surely putting a killing to you. All right, you don't know, but they are slowly but surely putting a killing to you, and you're unaware of it. Sooner or later, you're gonna be wondering, why am I with this sickness? Why am I about to die? Why am I getting this? Why? Or it could be your husband, and you've been with this person. Now all of a sudden you got cancer and you finna die in 4 weeks. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they sliding all over your land. They landsliding. Pun on landslide. Understand? So they are evil slightly. And it's only by association. Being associated with you. But you don't know, because they giving you all the good. They being good to you. They being nice to you. They not one time showed you anything other than that. But you feeling good because you getting what you want, right? So you all right. No, you ain't. You're slowly dying. And dying before your time, before you do what God told you to do. That ain't the way you don't want to die not doing what you're supposed to do every single day and every single hour that is of God. Being evil is lack. And you sitting up here doing conscious effort things that's not going to get you nowhere. Okay? I'm telling you. Being up here don't mean nothing. Being down here in your heart is a lot. Because that means you done humble yourself. Meaning you done brought from here up in the mind, you done brought it down here. And it takes a lot to bring that down here to the heart. Because a lot of people don't want to use their hearts anymore. They forget this world. Forget this moment. Forget this opportunity. Forget this. Forget that. Forget this. And that's what that sound like? Unforgiveness. Alright? There's a lot of bitter. A lot of bitter spoken, okay? False prophesying that's going to come to your kids. And your kids going to get that in. And that's going to make them come to you. And you're not going to even know that kid of yours. And I'm not saying treat it like you would be doing evil for evil. I'm saying treat it like God, his son, is upon you. And that God going to do a judgment right after his son. Do it like that. Okay? Because you don't got time for evil. Because that's what's going to happen. God's son is upon you. And then the kingdom going to come after that to place judgment on you. So you got to make sure that everything is lined up. Alright? Everything got to be lined up. So you got to do what you do. Alright? But, yeah. Landslide. It's puns on these words, even though they are in these words. Okay? Alright? It's stuff in stuff, because people took stuff and placed it everywhere. So some of these words that's in stuff, you can use that stuff because it's originally belonged to you through God. But some people done put some evil on it. They sprinkled a little evil. Now you can sprinkle your little salt on there. Okay? And let it be known that that's what that is. So it's a pun on landslide. You're not going to be aware of a sociopath because they, through association with you and your light, will look and seem like they're with you, but they're not with you because they are evil slightly. That word slightly, slowly operating the evil in you. Okay, evil slightly, meaning they sliding. Just know they're sliding in the spiritual realm. They sliding all over you, meaning they even they're sliding up in your space. They're sliding up in your space every time. You're gonna see them like, why is it that you're here all the time? You don't even belong here in this space, but they're sliding there in this space every single time. See, they're not the big guns. The big guns is the people who don't care what they say or do. You automatically know what they coming for. Okay, and that's spiritual warfare tactic right there. Spiritual warfare tactic 101 right there. That's another spiritual warfare tactic. Is that you got to be aware of who your big guns is and who your small guns is. The small guns is even worse because they'll slide through land by a landslide, evil slightly. They will slide through and you don't even know it, and you don't even know what they there for. But they there because of evil. They're placing themselves evil before you. And so they with you all the time. They may even have dreams about you being there with them. That's because their evil it's gonna come to an end what they doing to that other individual that they have in their dream beside them. That evil is gonna come to an end. That what they're doing. Because, they doing the work for evil. And a lot of people may not be knowing. They may not know. Okay, because being so conscious being so conscious places you at knowing nothing. All right, knowing nothing. Okay, because that's what the Bible states, that those who think they know nothing. Be as though you know nothing. You are nothing. You know nothing. All right, there you go. So yeah, so that's a sociopath, and what they say a sociopath is, as a person who you will least expect doing stuff because they always around you, they always with you. But you should get it every now and then. They do slip up. That should let you know that something ain't right, because they do slip up every now and then. They slip up with the disrespect. And that's done through worldly. That's the worldly word, disrespect. Okay, so you can also place discernment through disrespect as well, but it's mainly honoring you. They don't have no honor of who you are, and they don't have no honor of who they are. They're not honoring themselves. They're acting like fools. So through association, meaning people, places, and things what they place themselves with, that's a sociopath. That's somebody that can't do it right, but think that they are always doing it right. So they think that one moment for one thing, it's going to be the next moment for another thing, which means they're not aware of their surroundings. They're not aware of their surroundings. They just doing stuff thinking that they are who they are in every situation. No, the enemy is out here. The enemy is out here. The enemy, you can't just say that I'm this person for every situation. No, you can turn. You can turn your head at any given time. That cheek turns sometimes. When the evil bother you and stirs you up, when the evil stirs you up, stir, because that's what they're doing. They stirring the pot. That's witchcraft. Stirring any pot, cartoons, witchcraft. All right? You've seen it on cartoons. That was a witch. They were stirring the pot, putting in all kind of boot heads, all kind of material stuff in there, monkey paws, somebody's hair, somebody's everything. They was putting a lot of stuff, stirring the pot. That's witchcraft. There's a little touch of that. So anytime that a person turns their cheek for evil, they turning their cheek for evil. No. And they're not aware that they not being the same person. They not aware that. They think that they're being the same person all the time. And so therefore, when they think they being the same person all the time, they're going to blame you for coming at them because they think they still the same good person. No, not all the time. No, You're not aware of your surrounding. That's due sociopath. You're not aware of your surroundings, so you gotta be aware of your surroundings, meaning that there are evil ones here, okay, and they do evil, and they have evil sources. They have evil resources. They don't care about an age appropriate. They don't care about a law. There are people who are out here that do that. So a sociopath will will continue to do evil slightly. So I'm gonna keep it on. I'm just saying that's called sociopath, but God said to me that's called being evil slightly, meaning they just sliding all over your land or your body, and they just making it their home. So every time you see them showing up where they don't belong, okay, that's it. So back to what I was saying about the pimple. And it's just not a little, I don't know why I say little all the time. Don't take it personal, okay? A lot of us take it personal. Personal means offense or offended. Don't get offended. That's your problem, not mine. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's your problem, not mine. All right? So, and to offend the little ones, according to the Bible, to offend the little ones only means that I don't give you what you need to give to you. So I got to give you what you need, or else I'm going to be offending you. So I'm going to speak on stuff. And when I speak on it, that doesn't mean that I'm offending you if I'm speaking on it. I'm speaking on it because this God gave me utterance to speak on it. That ain't no offense. That's your problem, not mine. And I hate to say that because that's true. That's true. Okay? So if I leave you there and I don't give you nothing, I have already offended you. That is offense. That's the true meaning of offense. If I spare the rod, spoil the child, that's offense. That is offense. Sparing the rod, spoiling the child, meaning I don't say nothing to you. I don't give you God every chance I can to chastise you, and you get offended by that. I did my job. I did my job. To not to speak is offending you. To not to tell you what you need to know is offending you. That's offense. That's true offense. All right? Not this critical speech. Forget this critical speech. I don't care about none of that. That ain't got nothing to do with God. Being critical ain't got nothing to do with God. That's where everybody getting it wrong. Oh, just take the critical. Just take the critical thinking. Just take the critical speech. Nobody cares about that. It's not about that. It's about sparing the rod, spoiling the child. Give them God, not your knowledge. What you mean critical? It's just critical. Critical thinking. It's just critical. What they call that word? Critical something that they use to speak to somebody in an evil way, to get evil out over those people. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's still evil. But spoiling the rod, sparing the child is something different. You speaking something totally different. God gave you utterance, and you gave it to the person. Not you speaking because you ain't got no money, and you speaking to the people like, hey, we need to make $1,000 by the end of the day. So we need you to push it out. No, I'm not talking about that. That's critical. And critical can put you into critical damage in your body, okay? In your mind, and have you possessed, and have you doing things you're not supposed to do. So I don't care about what the world talking about, this critical stuff. That ain't nothing compared to sparing the rod, spoiling the child. That comes as some of these, as some parents, because we ain't got all parents that's ready to boldly stick in their position and say, hey, I am going to chastise, and I'm going to do it. Chastise and critical thinking is two different things. Or critical is one that's damage. But chastise, that's what it uses in the Bible. The Bible uses chastise. Chastise may look like critical, but it don't do no damage. I bet you that. Hello. Thank you. It brings you to God. So there is a difference between chastise and critical, which is what everybody want to give. No, God said to chastise. He didn't say nothing about critical. So go use that with somebody else that don't know discernment. All right? Thank you. Use the right word. They look alike, but they ain't the same. One is for evil, one is for good. Chastise. Why don't you start doing that? Start chastising. Not continue to use this critical stuff as a front boy. Cause who the boy? Who in front of you? It sure ain't Jesus. Cause he ain't no boy. Okay? Nah. Don't use critical for no front boy. So, yes. So I am getting this out to you. I'm getting this out to you because it's needed. And hey, we all need this information because a lot of times people are afraid to give it because of the thinking about it. But I'm gonna let you know that there's no thinking about this here situation. It's just a thing and a do, the do, the doing. All right, that's it. Because it comes to faith without works. Okay, it comes to an ability of doing the faith without works. So you got to do it with works. The works got to be done. So anyway, back to what I was saying. That's another, some more information that's needed, okay, within this video. Also, let me go back to the pimple. And I'm going to give you that, what I received from the Lord, okay? What I received from God. So, mainly, and these are spiritual tactics that I've also said, okay? Spiritual warfare that you can use, all right? All right, and then I got more spiritual warfare stuff through prayer. Because, again, prayer is just not one look. Like talking is prayer too, in what you say every day, all day, and placing Jesus in that at the end when you get done. Okay, I'm not saying what the evil be doing. They be saying some evil stuff and then placing Jesus in there. No, they gonna get judged. Okay, it's gonna stop. It's gonna be a stop, an end to that. But yeah. So back to the pimple. So I saw this pimple this morning, and what I received on that information is that when the pimples normally come, they normally come when you get too much sunlight, right? And then also pimples comes when for this case, this is because too much sunlight. All right? And in a lot of times I'm gonna say some more stuff too. Okay, so the pimples, this is because too much sunlight, right? And also you can get rashes for something being with color or dirty, too dirty. You might not notice it's dirty, but it's dirty, and you putting it on your skin, so you get a rash right there in that place. That's indicating to you that that's dirty, so you need to go clean it, or the color is leaking off on you, so you need to find a different shirt. Okay, so that's one or two things, but I don't want you to worry about this. This is just stuff that comes, and I'm finna share this with you. What I received. So you can get rashes here, and that damage be on you because of the dirt from that shirt, the irritation from that shirt. So your immediate reaction to that is to change shirts, Don't wear colorful shirts, stuff like that. That's your immediate reaction to it, to start changing stuff on the surface and stuff like that, right? So that's what I mean by that. Yes, change your shirts and you immediately change it and you get something that's clean or nothing that's without color. Okay, you get something that's without color, or you can get less sun. Okay, you can get less sun. You can try and do less sun, which means you're gonna do less sun. You're gonna stay inside. You're gonna get more indoors than outdoors. But then you still can get little pimples here, pimples there for the sunlight being exposed to too much sun. Even if you go out in the sun for a little while, for some people you can go out in the sun and just pimples just start coming. Period. Right? I mean, it just comes. Now, for surface wise, you're gonna start. You can. I'm gonna say can, but that's that's because you can. Meaning you can do whatever you want to do. So you can go out and you can get the little pimple remover thingies. Oh yeah, you're gonna go. You can do that. Yeah, you can do that. But this is not what I mean though. But I'm gonna say you can. So you can go out, get your things. So I can tell you what you can do, right? I can tell you what you can do to get rid of those things, right? So that's what I mean by that. Like, I can tell you what you can go and do to get those things, to get that stuff off of there for surface wise. But let me tell you what it really is, to the reason why the dimples, why the reason, not dimples, but the reason why the pimples here, or little white spots are here, because you're going out in the sun too long. We placing it with going out in the sun too long, right? We placing it with sun exposure, too much sun exposure. But what we really not looking at is that it's the sun can't defeat us, okay? Just as well as the dirt can't defeat us. But we do still need to take measurements to keep this body clean. Yes, we need to do all those things, okay? Those measurements is what adds up to an everlasting and not an end, okay? It's a difference between it coming to an end times, and an everlasting, which is no time. It's just heavenly places, heavenly things, okay? That's what you want to get to. You want to get to heavenly places, which is an everlasting. Because what you going from? You in places. You going from place to place, not room to room where you boxed up in you know what I'm saying? Even though you're going in rooms, but you're dusting off yourself if they don't want you there, okay? But everlasting don't go into rooms. It goes into palaces. All right? You got a whole palace before you. So you able to set up shop in the front room. Them rooms ain't got nothing to do with you. So you will know the difference between setting up shop in a palace versus a room. A room is an end. That's an end to an all in. Okay? You going in room, that's ends to that. Room to room. But everlasting is heaven, done in heavenly places. So you'll wind up sitting right there in the palace. Right there, seated in the palace. Which is why it says you going from the past to the palace. Because your past set you up in rooms for rent. You in rooms for rent. Evil rent out rooms. Evil rents out room. God is in the palace. Because his place is big. So you we're everywhere at once with that. That brings you to places everlasting. Alright? So get that. Get what I'm saying on that. And I'll be talking about all this updating the more and more I grow, okay? Because I'm just getting it out as I'm getting it out right now. Because I'm going to go over all my videos and see what God gives to me as I grow, okay? Because as you grow, you know. Get understanding. You'll get it, okay? Get it. Understanding. That's what you get. So, yes. Our thing is to do everything that we need to do to get the dirt off. But what you don't understand is that, and no, I'm gonna say this. But what you don't understand is that you need rest. Yeah, yeah. That's the silencer. Yeah, that's the secret silencer. You need rest. Yeah. You're too frontal. Okay, you're too frontal. You're too conscious. You're too physical. You're too physical. You're too that. You need to humble yourself. You're too outburst. You're too much. You're overwhelming. You're the flood. You're flooding with water. Water is spreading from you. It's coming. It's coming out. I was about to say profusely, but I won't use the big words. I'm trying to use the small words for real, for real. You're coming. Stuff is coming out from you. Okay, it's coming out. Water's coming out. You're gonna need the boat in a minute. Okay. So rest. God never told us, as he kept telling me, he said, Spirit said, God never told us to sleep. Why you? It's rich people that then tapped into that. They don't even sleep. That's why they say this, okay? That when they get 4 hours of sleep and still be real rested. It's a difference between sleep and rest. Just in case you didn't know that, it's a difference between sleep and rest. The world says sleep. God says rest. Okay? You ain't heard it from me. You heard it. God said it. You heard it from God. And I'm not playing with that. I'm not playing with that. I'm for real. Okay? I'm as real as as I'm speaking with the Father, what I received from from God. All right? But I don't need to say all that. But I'm just saying in general. Okay? I'm really telling you this. You need to take this in. That this stuff is coming all over you due to no rest. You're always going. You're always doing. You're always in the flesh. And you got to get in the spirit. It's time to get in the spirit for the everlasting places, the heavenly places. That's why God said it is heaven on earth. It's heaven on earth. Get into them. Get into the heavenly places. Understand? Here on this earth. Don't wait till you die close to death to get God. And then you say, well, they did get God before they left. Who cares if they got God before they left? Alright, so yes. God is good. He gonna take care of the children because they did that before they left, but they still got a lot more stuff to undergo. Understand me? Good, because now in their debt, they gonna still have more stuff to accomplish in their debt. It's just like when they was living. If you just now getting God, you gotta go through the rigmarole to stay there. So even in their debt, even though they just getting God in their debt, they still gonna go through the rigmarole. Okay? They ain't short nothing. Not a thing. Thank you. They not short a thing. They think they got off because they dedicated their life to God before they died? No, you don't get off. Now, you still got to undergo some stuff. All right? You still got to undergo some stuff. Okay? The first death and the second death. 2 deaths don't mean that you get while on the face of this earth you got two deaths. You only get 2 deaths. And then the second time you died. No. Because that's why people still alive. You don't get no two deaths. Oh, you had a plane crash. Oh, that's your first death. Oh, you didn't sat there and had a second death. Man, what you got? You got into a somebody killed you. That's your second death. Oh man, you get one more death, you up out of here. Come on, y'all. Y'all taking stuff too literal. That doesn't mean that. Or if they didn't have a third death, cause now they done went over the second death. Two deaths done left. That ain't no more two deaths no more. What? Wait a minute. God said you only get two deaths. So now I don't believe God because it says two deaths. Now you at your third death. Oh, you a cat now. You get 9 lives. Now they calling this person a cat. Oh, you a cat now. You got 9 lives. Oh my God. Now they think about how many lives they got. Because now they placing you as a cat. You a cat now. Now you got lives. And they placing lives with a cat. They associate lives with cats. Like a life can't be with God. Come on now. God placing more than 9 lives. God placing more than 2 deaths. According to us taking it literal or personal. No, 2 deaths mean the first death while you're on the face of the earth. And the second death while you're on the face of the earth. Meaning that you still gonna be alive. It's just that the first death is the death in Christ. That's your death in Christ. Meaning your body, and it says it goes through a whole story in the Bible about this, about the 2 deaths. You got your death in Christ, meaning that you humble yourself plenty of times before many, meek and humble. Okay, God will give to the meek and humble, because that's who he gets them. That's him babies. That's the spirits. That's his babies. That's his children. So the first death is through association. Okay, relationship. Your relationship with Christ. Either you're Christ or you're Antichrist. You're two or one of the you're one or the other, okay? So you're Christ or you're Antichrist. So those are the deaths. The death is Christ, and the second death is Antichrist. Those are the 2 deaths. That's all that's talking about. The 2 deaths don't mean that, oh, you had a car crash and you died and came back. That's 1 death. Y'all taking it too literal. Or you didn't sit there and had a plane crash. Oh, there's a, you done died and then you came back. Or somebody done killed you. You died and you came back. Or you was in a coma. You died and you came back. No, that don't count as deaths. I mean, you died, yes. But that doesn't count as those deaths. The deaths that is speaking about, the 2 deaths that's speaking about in lives don't associate you with no cat. And 9 lives. Why we keep associating stuff with stuff? We putting the ask in the hands of the wrong things. It ain't got nothing to do with these things that we associating, which is a social path. Through association, evil slightly, we are giving evil too much leeway. And it's slightly putting a killing to us. Understand? All of us, including the ones who using it evil slightly. Understand? We can't agree with everything. Come on now. 2 deaths only means Antichrist or Christ. Or should I say Christ, which is the first one. Antichrist is the second one. Either you're living your life according to Christ or you're living your life according to the Antichrist. Because there's life in death. It speaks it in the Bible how there is life in death. And this is the life that they're speaking about. Either you living your life in Christ life, that's death. There is life in death. Life in Christ or life in Antichrist, which is death in that as well. It's life in death. It is life in death. All right? So there you go. All right? So the two deaths is done through life. Life in Antichrist or life in Christ, the first death, or life in Antichrist, the second death. It don't mean you dying. It don't literally mean you're dying, which is why you can't take stuff literal. It's not nothing personal. It's just between you and God. Okay, that personal, if you want to say personal, but it's nothing personal between you and man. No, that's wrong. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, the two death. First death is in Christ, life in Christ. The second death is life in Antichrist. All right. So you either carry your life, is done through life, because there's life in death. Life that points that with that in the Bible. There's life in death. That's life in those two deaths. Okay? So you walking around here in possession of, or you walking around here in being possessed. Either or. All right? So that's how that go. So yes, even though you see all this because of the Son, yeah, you can be in knowledge of that. Of course, you know your body, right? No, you don't. But you know your body. That's what they say. I know my body. No, you don't. God know your body more than you know your body. But you can say, okay, well, this is because of the sun, and this rash is because of clothes, or this burning spot is because of cancer in my back. This is because of cancer. And I mean, that very well may be so. But guess what you're not understanding? Your body is not at rest. That's when it comes to you don't know your body more than you think you know your body. You don't. Because your body is not resting. You need rest. God always says that you need to rest. And rest is not associated with sleep. But when you get sleep, you do rest. All right? So there is rest and sleep. You can say that. There is rest and sleep. Of course. That's the obvious. But that's still not rest. Because when you get up, you get to doing the same stuff you did yesterday, today, you're still going to undergo needing rest. Okay? You're still going to undergo needing rest. So when you go outside, you're going to get more pimples. You're going to get more stuff. So that's why I say as soon as you go outside and you only been out there a couple of hours or even less than an hour, and you still getting the pimples on your face and stuff, that's why you be like, shoot, I go out there for a couple minutes and get it. So y'all arguing over that, but in reality, the sunlight created that? No. When we placed ourselves before the sun don't got to get the victory. It don't have to burn us up. And this is where it comes into play, where the sun don't got to burn you up when you go in it. And the nighttime don't got to take over you when you in the night. And you not getting sleep don't got to mean that you ain't getting rest. Let me tell you what it is. Rest is not sleep. Which again, I'm going to tell you, this is why some evil got it a little bit. They know a little more than you know, but they still don't know. Rest is the main thing. It's the major thing that you need, which is why God says resting is associated with the Sabbath day. We all, some of us, most majority of us, all of us, cannot get rest at some times and still get enough sleep. Okay? Which is why the word does not contradict itself, because too many political people, too many taking the word political, too much taking things personal, too much literal. And it's not that. It's not done through that. Because that's going to contradict itself to the evil one. The evil one going to think that, oh, this is contradicting itself. No, it don't. Rest is not sleep. But there is rest in sleep. All right? There is some rest in sleep. Because you're going to get rested when you go to sleep, of course. But rest is like, I'm going to tell you what the Spirit of God said. Rest is when you, even if you get 30 minutes of sleep, okay, rest is still in that. Even if you get 1 minute of sleep, rest is still in that. Rest is not in the amount of hours that you rest. Rest is just rest. You understand what I'm saying? Rest is not in the amount of hours that you get rest, that you get sleep. Rest is just rest. So you can rest for a second. That's still rest. You can sleep for a second and still not get rest. All right? You can rest. You can sleep for a second and still not get sleep. Okay? Same association. We are associating by association. Some of us, all of us at times, we're going to say at times because in times, we are evil slightly. That causes us the evilness in what we associate with the asking on at, which we begin to gossip, complain, and murmur about the day, which we know that the days of trouble anyway. We know they there. We know they're coming. And guess what? God got training up in for the evil days. And I wanted to start telling you for spiritual warfare what you can do in the different trainings, not tactics, but trainings up in that you can do. Okay? So, but for right now, I'm just saying that it's some people that are real rested, even with just a second of a time. Doing a second of a time. Okay? Because time is on people's side. Time ain't on God's time. Time ain't God's timing, which is why he comes on time at the right time, because heavenly places get done. It get done. And it gets done smoothly and quickly. Alright? Slightly ain't got nothing on the smooth taste of the bitterness that takes place with the word of God. Ain't got nothing to do on nothing. Salt being placed all over the place. You don't even know it. Yeah. One up on you. Victory is won. That's how victory is taking place too. Victory is won by a landslide. Slide, should I say? Landslide. Yo, slide on off, enemy. Slide on off. Can't use this person. Not today. I took over and I won. Okay? God won that. But that don't mean they not going to upgrade. Because they going to always upgrade to make you look bad. Even if you say something, they going to try to say something to make you look bad. So they always upgrading. They always upgrading. But hey, that's good. All is good. Because it gets you at the place you need to be with God. Those who are serving God alone. So yes, that the pimple, it might, you know what I'm saying, and the cancerous sores and all that stuff, that's body stuff might be there because of all exposures and who you associate yourself with. The main thing, you might not be resting like you think you are. Because if you're associating yourself with the wrong person who ain't at rest, you getting that too. That energy, which is that power. Why you think the beast said that? Oh man, when he seen Satan's power, he wanted to serve that. And that's because we wasn't doing our job and on the face of the earth to where the beast would not be going towards Satan. The beast be serving us. And not even serving us, but the beast would be doing his job for God. Which in return is he not serving us. He not serving man, because that's why he doing what Satan tell him to do, because he's serving man, looking at us. But no, he would be in benefiting of us as he's doing for God. That's why he chose evil, because he was like, whoa, evil got so much power. I want that power. So energy is power. People call it energy, but it's known as power, because evil has power, God has power. That's why the beast went with what he saw on the power of Satan. He saw that power and he was like, whoa, I want association with that, meaning relationship with that. So we have to be careful of our surroundings and who we associate with, because through association is where power remains. That's the power that we're getting into us. That power is what we're getting into us. And that power adds up as a light demonically over you through association, known as sociopaths. Alright? They want that. Alright? Narcs are obvious, but sociopaths are not. Alright? They just want the association. They in the background, but they still just want the association. They can't stand up for themselves, but they want you to do something for them to make you look like the bad person before that person they associating with. So now what they don't know is that they finna place a killing to themselves by putting you in that association with them and that person. Which that ain't your business to be in. They putting more and more of a killing of themselves. So now they really about to be associated with this person, because in reality that's what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? They want to feel that person's pain. They want to feel their pain by having you to operate like they mama or they daddy or whoever they done. This been going on for the ends of time. End time. Okay? So pun on ends of time. End time. This been going on for the end times. Ends of times. Okay? Non-stop. So people been doing this to feel others' pain for so long. And they got evil tactics to do it, which means they'll take the good out of you because they know that the power, not the energy. We're not going to use the word energy, but that's what they say, energy. But it's power, all right? It's way more than that word energy. It's power. They know that through power of association with another individual that they're going to get taken over by the evil. That's why it says evil corrupts good. That's why it's told to us that evil corrupts good, because that power, that evil has. When they associate with you, they know that their power is going to corrupt you. They already know that their power is. That's why when I say that some women are not for some people, because and men cannot touch them. They can only look on at them. They can't be touched. If you touch them, you're gonna burn. You're gonna burn up in the fire of hell all over your body. You're not gonna be in the fire of God healing. You're gonna be in the fire of God debts. Debt to you. Okay? Debts and debt to others. By association, they gonna be debt and death. In death. Which means in debt to you. Alright? So there's gonna be a lot of people that you associate yourself with that's gonna be in debt. And you gonna get what you get by being in association with someone who's also giving off debt. Okay, that's gonna be your karma. They call that karma. So that's gonna be your karma. All right, yeah, your debts unto their debts, coming together through association. So now that's karma, cause all you getting is evil back. Evil to evil, karma, and then bringing that stuff on somebody else that's good. That ain't gonna make you. That ain't gonna make you no more better than the last time. Good person who doing the good of God. That's not. And what it's gonna do is gonna corrupt your good. And now through association, you're gonna wanna feel their pain. Because nowadays, people don't even got to say that word no more. All they got to do is take an action out. Like call your mama names. Or be against your mama and stuff. Because of what you done. You done placed them on being biased. And it's done through bias. Bias. Being biased against somebody. That's why God said, do not. Oh, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Let me tell y'all parents out there that this is something here. If you are being biased for your child and they get with someone and you are being biased, meaning against that other person for them, that's dangerous grounds for you, because you don't know that person, right? You don't know their background. You don't even know your children. They just your children. You don't know them. Okay, you wasn't walking with them when they was associated with different people. You wasn't there, and this is spiritual tactics. Okay, get this in, because you wasn't with your children. Again, you wasn't with your children when they was out there, when they was going to school. At the time they was going to school, at the time you wasn't with them when they was over they parents' house. You wasn't with them in the evil that they was associated with. You wasn't with them. Understand? So you don't know what you're about to get. You don't know your children. My auntie used to say, man, I don't know my kids no more. I don't know where they got this stuff from. Evil got tactics, including through you. Evil have tactics even through us. Understand? So believe me, them ain't your kids. Them God's kids. And some of them choose to be evil kids. So they Satan's children as well. They can do that. Alright? By a landslide. They're evil. Through association. That's what they're saying. Through association, they are evil. And I hate to say that, but and a lot of people are blaming the parenting and the parents. Not every parent no parents is at fault for anything that's happening with their children. It's just by association out here, even in the streets, going out in the streets for what's that word? I keep forgetting that word. Start with an M. I keep forgetting, but I'll remember it later, okay? But people go out in the streets for that. And they don't go in the streets for wisdom. So when you're going out there all willy-nilly in the streets and you don't see that wisdom is seeking you, then, and you seek after other stuff in that wisdom, you're gonna get God through association with other monkeys. Monkeys on mischievous, yes. Mischievous. I keep forgetting that word. Mischievous. And through mischief, monkeys with monkeys. Believe me, you don't got God, you gonna get God. If you don't got the D at the end, you gonna get the T at the end. You gonna get God. If you ain't got God, you gonna get God. Alright? Either or. First debt, second debt, you gonna get it. And at the end of that, you gonna be Christ or Antichrist. That's what your association gonna do with you. Through that power. Power is from Satan. Power is from God. Although that power don't have that much power over you, you can get victory over Satan's power. And you seeing dragons and all that, that's Satan's power in effect. That's Satan's power in the spiritual realm, anywhere. If you seeing it visual in your visions, that's Satan's power over us and his association with the demon. Okay, because demons let off fire. Okay, and those fires are from hell, the pit of hell, and Satan is in operation because of that power, that fiery power. That fire lets off a perfume, unbeknownst to us. It lets off a perfume, and if it's from God, people are not gonna like that smell. They're like, "Ooh, what's that smell?" That's when you see that. But the enemy loves the smell from when it's done evil, when it's done evil in an evil way. The enemy loves that from people, through people, because they know that in a minute they're going to have victory over you through association. All right? And we can associate with a lot of evil. I mean, it stems from our ancestors in their past. And they think that they know our children. That's association with the wrong thing. They think they know our children, so they try to friend them. And Satan's children learn that friendly stuff. That's why they try to friend you. Okay? Believe me, Satan shows his Satan got his class and God got his. So evil knows what to do to associate itself with you as God's children to get things done. Okay? And to make you look like, oh, you just lied. You didn't tell the truth. You really thought that you seen what you seen. But if you seen what you seen, how come it's that this person got past you? No, it don't work like that. People can get past things. That doesn't mean that that person know less or more than God. God is the all-knowing. God is the all-knowing. We not the all-knowing. God is the all-powerful. We're not the all-powerful. God is the master. We're not the master. God is the light. We're not the light. Through association with the Holy Spirit and all that. All these things here taking place over us is the setup for us to use in the will and the way of God. This would be through association, good association. That other stuff is through evil association. So through association is how you get your rest. Through association is how you get your rest. So get it. Get your rest. Because it don't matter how much time you get rest. Get rest. Rest means that you're going to have to get rid of some people. That's rest. Okay? I'm finna tell you what rest is. Excuse me, sorry. I'm going to tell you what rest is. Rest means you're going to have to eliminate some people. Get them about your life. You're going to have to stop associating with them because it's pulling your time from God. Anything that's pulling your time, it's wasting your time. What is that? Time, they call it time management. You about to do some heavy time management. Yeah. People that bring you to time. You about to stop listening to them. People who bring you to time, you about to stop listening to them. Because we on heavenly time. We on heavenly time right now. Okay? They ain't got no time. It's well rested in palaces. Understand? It's well rested in palaces. And Sabbath day is every day. The Sabbath day will be every day on the place of this earth. Heaven will be on earth. Because you're about to walk this walk alone if you got to. You're about to speak when spoken to. And that don't mean from other people. Stop associating yourself with the wrong stuff. That's wrong association. Associate yourself with God. Meaning you're going to be speak when spoken to by God. Not speak when spoken to by people who woman and man think they is. They don't dictate your words. No, you about to speak when spoken to by God. Wrong association over there. You supposed to be over here. Understand? Don't associate with wrong people, places, things. Associate yourself with God when you speak, because He first before you. People ain't before you. We all on the same level, but we level up every time on them when need to. All right, we level up on them every time when we need to. It ain't always needed, but it's needed when time to. Excuse me. Like when they talk that talk, they walk that walk through temptation, done through temptation, you'll be able to succumb to no temptation. You'll be good. You'll be good. You'll be great. I'm telling you, all is good. That power ain't got nothing on the power of God. God's power is in demand. That's what we speak about over here at the Freedom from the Night, FFTN Broadcasting. That's what we speak about over here. The supernatural. We get off into the supernatural, which is some people, they don't believe in it. They don't want to believe in it. They don't even know what it is. All right? Because everybody place their words as something over God. They think that, oh, if I say this something out loud, and then I say it out loud before somebody else, or that somebody else say it out loud to that person, that means that I got victory over that person. No, you didn't. You just gossip and complain and murmur to that person, and now that person bringing it to me. That's all that means. You ain't got no power. Got what I'm saying? Got what I'm saying, people out there of God? You are resting. Rest. You don't got to get stirred up. They ain't nobody over you. Shoot, they ain't nobody just like you. Look at it like that. But you still got to go out and do the work of God for you, though. They ain't nobody over you, but you still got to do the work of God for you, though. That means association, rest is done through association, which means that you're going to have to put down that liquor, wrong association, no rest in that. Your body cannot rest in that. You setting your body up for death. All right? Let's just look at it like that. You're setting yourself up for death. You are. Ain't got nothing to do with God. You. Meaning that you're going to have to stop smoking. Oh, no. You don't tell me what to do. What to do? You don't tell. You don't tell. That's between me and my God. My God, let me smoke. Stop the bitterness, bro. Stop the bitterness right now, okay? Because you know that freedom rings, okay? You know freedom rings. That's why you saying all that. Freedom rings. God ain't gonna take your freedom from you, honey. So freedom rings. That's what that means. Freedom rings, of course. You all in the freedom. Hey, God, it be me, my God. I can smoke. Or I ain't never caught nothing. I'm still healthy and smoking at the same time. I lived to 93. My mama lived to 93 and she was smoking up until her death. What is you talking about? Really? What does that mean? Wrong association. You finna spread that to the next generation? You ought to be a decade shame of yourself, brother and sisters. You ought to be a decade shame of yourself, because this finna add up to centuries. This finna, and them centuries finna add up to millennium. You understand? That's why through association, stuff adds up. Measurements adds up. Days, years, all that, they add up. Which is why God call it, he adds on to. All this adding up stuff gonna get an add on to, and it's gonna have to stop. Cease is what the Bible uses. CEASE. Cease to exist is what it is. Once this stuff all adds up, months, years, all that, decades, centuries, millennia. This the new millennium. Yeah, but when God adds on to it, it puts a stop to it. It ceases from existing. End of all that time stuff. That's the end of all that time. Now it's just heavenly places. Everything is everything. Everlasting stuff takes place. And now you're able to move in that stuff. That's called the power of God. So it's going to be through association. I'm telling you this pointer, key. That through association, this going to be done. So you're going to have to do discernment through the association. Right association. Yeah. And when it's the wrong association, that's when that's discernment. You're going to have to know. Some people got to go. Some people stay. Some things are not right. Some things are to the evil. Got it? And this is why this don't got nothing to do with the color. Because we all going through the same old thing. We all going through the same old thing. And which is why it's not about no looks. Because what looks got to do with anything? Because we all going to get old. We all going to come to an old. Which is an end. We the people, for the people, by the people, gonna come to an end. Get that? That's evil. That quote right there is evil. Because you're supposed to do things for the Spirit, by the Spirit. Got it? In the Spirit of God. Get it done. Alright? Yeah. It ain't about no color. It ain't about no looks. It's going to be an end to this stuff, man. It's going to be an ode to looks. What it really is about is getting things done and being able to get them done with the association that you get it done with. As long as you're getting done with what you're getting done with, it's by God and in the will of God, in the way, doing it in the way of God. Cause we don't want to do nothing that we don't supposed to do under the sun, the sun. We want to do things in the way of God. Okay, and His will shall be done. Shall be done. That's the power. That's the power. The power of God. Yes, that's the power of God. Okay. So do know. Ain't nobody worried about none of this stuff that the world is worried about. You got other things, children of God, to get done. Alright? So stay blessed. I got more. Rest. Rest. Which is done through association. Hey, you're going to have to kill these demons in the way God's telling you to do it, which means that you're going to have to get rid of some people. And for some of you, you're going to have to do less talking to some people. Less talking. Some of you going to have to just put a muscle on the mouth. Keep silent and just move quickly. Get your stuff done. If you in school, get your school stuff done. That way when you come up out of that mess, they don't know what hit you because they thought they got you. Even when you come out that stuff, if you in school, to all my children, if you school age, they don't know what happened. Like, you still alive? You still alive? Meaning you still woke. You ain't associated with none of that stuff of the world, which is gays, lesbians, what's the other stuff that they try to put on you? Gays, lesbian, transgenders. You ain't sleeping with the same sex. You ain't murdering. You ain't killing. You ain't doing nothing. You keeping the commandments. And they don't know how you still did that. You kind. Oh my God. You with goodness. They like, how is you still like that with all of that? And you went through what you went through. As a kid, that's why I say, you're going to have to be silent for some. My children, you're going to have to be silent. And that's how I did it when I was a kid. I kept silent. Because that's what God told me to do. God going to tell y'all some stuff, children. He going to tell y'all what to do. He going to tell y'all that y'all going to have to be silent. You don't got to talk up to that person. You don't got to be evil for evil. I'm telling you, that stuff going to place you at being evil. And then when the enemy gets you outside, that's when all that shooting and them killings happen to children and stuff. Because your light was dim. You ain't had no light. But if you be silent, children, I'm telling you, if you be silent, I'm telling you. And I'm not saying that a shooting gonna happen to you. Stop thinking negative, parents, people, adults. That ain't got nothing to do with that. Age association. We associating this with age. But the enemy don't care about no age. Appropriate stuff. So I'm telling it to everybody. Everybody need to get this in. Immediately. Don't care. I'm chastising. Critical thinking only comes for those who work for people. That's when it becomes critical thinking. Critical. When you start thinking critical or criticize. Take this criticize. Take this critiquing. Take this critiquing. That only when you work. Because remember it says faith without works is dead. Yeah, that's only when you work for people. There's no work there. That's only iniquity. Alright? So So that's that's only when you criticize or you critical or what's that other word they use? I think I used it already, but they say that's how that person is. Just take it in, and you acting like you just can't take it. Criticism. I think it's called criticism too. But I know it starts with a C. Okay, but that stuff is evil. That's only when you working for them. That's only when you get that. But you get chastised even when you don't work. That's a non-sin thing. That's don't even know you. That's done through association with God. That's right association. And I can do that. Chastise. I can chastise real good. Okay? I can chastise. And it's going to be done boldly because there's a lot of offended people out here. They offended by your chastising, but you ain't offended. You ain't offended by the people at your job that's doing it, but they doing it through criticize or critical thinking or what the heck they use. I don't even know what that word is. I forgot what it is, but I'll find out. Because spiritual is spiritual. All right. Physical is physical. Point blank, period. All right. And it's a lot of things done through the physical, emotional, all that. And that's wrong association. Getting emotional, wrong association. You are you are putting yourself with the wrong. You are associating with the wrong thing, wrong person, wrong place. Time is ticking, tick, 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 tick. So be careful out here. Okay? You can make it. Don't worry about what they call you, what they say to you, what they do to you. You still need to come out victorious. You still need to come out victorious. I know it's sad, you know. I know it's sad. It's very sad. And the stuff that you gotta go through, especially as a especially as a child. But as a child of God, I can't have pity on children. Just because you're a child, I can't have pity on you. Even though it's laws out here about children. I mean, God is placed under these laws. Understand? So he gonna come through with the one hitter quitter on the mugs. Okay, with his law. So he slides up under the law and erases all that. Even though you doing it, he comes up under there and he do what he do. Why you think that under the law of pregnancy, that law, Mary had her baby? Yeah, God came up under that law. When I say up under the law, I don't mean he was with it. No, he was against that law. He came up under it so that he can do his law. He can give his law. He let them know, hey, oh, you see birth, but you ain't see birth. You ain't really see what you think you see. You think that this been going down for histories upon histories, woman having baby and the man associated and all that? You didn't see what you thought you seen. But I'm going to bring this family together. Now you need to hear me, Joseph, and you need to hear me well. You might be trying to get ready to get rid of her, but I'm going to need you to come back to her. Association. And I'm going to need you to get your stuff together. Association. Come together, because the birthing of Jesus is about to be real. Oh. Well, so my children, I'm going to need you to get this together. That's God. Association. Just when the kings thought that they was kings, they put no good king. These men, they wasn't even deserving to be king, but they became kings. Which I got a whole thing about duties of kings. They wasn't even bound to be kings, but they became kings through association. And through association is rest or no rest. Associated with the wrong things. They seen other nations want to be kings, so they wanted to be kings or to have a king over them. Wrong associations. Wrong. All wrong. This ain't everlasting. This is end times. This is the end to all these things. That's wrong association. We supposed to be associated with the right things, not the wrong things. Evil things of this world. That's where you'll find rest. Well, I hope you get what I'm saying. Rest is eliminating, silencing yourself, because you don't got time to speak up to everybody. Not everybody deserves you. Because when you speaking, you're not speaking to them. You're speaking to stuff that you don't see before them. And this is for my children too. I'm talking to you too, children. Evil don't play about no age. It don't care about no age appropriate stuff. It just do stuff. Okay? So I want you to rest. So that means you're going to have to undergo a lot of discernment. Sleeping don't mean that you're resting. But at that time of sleep, you do rest. Until tomorrow morning, you will have joy. The less and less you be conscious, the more and more you in your heart. That too. Meaning, shush up the mouth. Let them expose themselves. You talking, that places you in the fire of them. You will get burned up. Your life will be extinct. Your life will be taken because of doing that. So, mouth shush. Don't speak a word. Don't utter nothing. If they, sometimes when they speaking to you, you got to honor your mother and parents. Do that because that's in the will of God. God going to be looking at that. And at the end of that, even through the long suffering, you come out good and not evil. I'm telling you, children, you going to be good. You're going to be still alive. And again, people going to be wondering, how are you still alive? And then, how are you still living? Meaning amongst the living. I see all that light on you. How are you still in that light amongst the living? And don't associate what I'm saying about that with people. I'm talking about with God. Association done righteously. Stay blessed. Stay tuned for more updates and good news. Bye. This broadcast is for little babies, children, men, women, and elderly. Stay tuned for more.